Imagine stealing a god's throne, not through brute force, but by exploiting the exact moment they're most vulnerable, during their own apotheosis. That's the essence of the Error Pathway's Sequence 0 ritual. Replace someone during their Sequence 0 apotheosis ritual. But here's the paradox. A divine error can only exist if divinity fails. Today, we'll dissect this ritual using the Error Pathway's core authorities: the Trojan Horse of Fate, the Worm of Time, the Loopholes in Rules, and the manifestation of all errors. Apotheosis in Lord of the Mysteries is more than just achieving godhood. It is the enactment of a fundamental concept in the fabric of reality: war, death, mysteries, knowledge, distortion, and tyranny. Each god becomes an idea that the universe cannot function without. To ascend, one must accumulate all three Sequence 1 characteristics and the uniqueness of their pathway, and perform the corresponding ritual, and most importantly, define their existence as that concept. The ritual is a covenant between self and cosmos. I am this truth. I embody this law. The error embodies deceit. The ritual demands the error candidate hijack another being's ascension, because apotheosis is the ultimate fixed point, a moment where destiny, rules, and time converge. The error pathway thrives on destabilizing certainty, and what's more certain than a god's birth? The target isn't just the ascending god, it's the very concept of inevitability. The ritual weaponizes the target's certainty of success, turning their apotheosis into a vector for their own undoing. The first authority is the Trojan Horse of Fate. Like the mythical deception, the error doesn't confront divinity head-on. It embeds itself within the ritual structure. The ascending god's preparations become the Trojan horse carrying their own downfall. Philosophically, this mirrors how systems collapse from internal contradictions. Think the Ouroboros of self-destructive logic, of destruction and creation. The error enters the ritual as an invisible clause. He becomes the bug in the code, and the ritual runs successfully. However, it ascends the wrong entity. The second authority is the Worm of Time. This isn't mere time travel, it's entanglement with causality. He is not traveling through time, he is nesting within it, corrupting cause and effect, like a parasite inside history's bloodstream. He doesn't simply arrive at the apotheosis moment. He's already embedded himself in all the causal chains leading to it, silently modifying choices, disguising intentions, and creating a timeline where his participation becomes plausible. Think about it. For Amon to hijack someone else's apotheosis, he must already be recognized by the ritual as a valid result. This requires a temporal infection, a rewriting of the timeline so that he could have been the rightful one all along. A god born from this process is fundamentally paradoxical, real, but only because falsehood was allowed to exist inside the concept of time itself. The third authority is the Loopholes in Rules. Divinity operates on cosmic laws, but error treats rules as buggy code. The ritual isn't breaking the rules, it's exploiting the existing gaps. Think of it as exploiting a divine typo in the target's apotheosis contract. He finds the exact legal path that permits him to do what no one else should be able to do. His ritual is like a contract so meticulously interpreted that its original meaning is reversed. This authority teaches a critical lesson. The Lord of the Mysteries universe is inherently chaotic. This creates the very cracks that error can crawl through. Finally, we reach the fourth authority, the manifestation of all errors. For a divine error to exist, the system must glitch. Hence, divinity must fail, because error's divinity is the exception that disproves the rule. This is the error in totality, not just as a god, but as a concept, He is the embodiment of systemic breakdown. The error's apotheosis isn't a triumph. It's the system's admission of failure. In software terms, he is the corrupted file that runs perfectly, because the system can no longer distinguish between correct and incorrect states. To manifest all errors is to exist where logic ends. Error's divinity is parasitic on the concept of perfection. If the target's apotheosis succeeded flawlessly, there'd be no gap to exploit. But since all systems have flaws, error weaponizes the necessary fragility of divinity. This is a statement that certainty is the first illusion to discard. In a universe where even gods can err, error isn't the antagonist. It's the cosmic QA tester. In a world of eldritch horrors, perhaps the greatest horror is not the unknown, but the realization that even the gods are running on a system full of bugs. The error is the proof that godhood can be flawed. So the next time you hear divine perfection, remember, the error pathway's entire existence proves that the greatest truths are just unpatched bugs. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe for more analyses. Thanks for watching.